Harvest of Thanks is brought to you by John Deere. Your land, your brand. Technology, equipment, and support to help you farm better now and generations from now.
Trapped in his grain bin and buried up to his neck in corn, Kentucky farmer Doug Omer called his wife to tell her he loved her. Clinton Griffiths picks up the incredible story.
I said, I'm hung in a bin. I said, if things go bad, tell grandkids and kids that I love them and I love you.
That started a 6-hour race to save Doug's life as more than 200 emergency personnel, neighbors, family and friends worked to pry him from death's door. Crews brought bin rescue tubes that they had trained on just the week prior.
Them tubes are only 28 inches wide, so I'm pretty snug. And they went to digging.
A battery-powered cordless drill drove a 3-inch auger, pulling grain slowly out of the tube. 2 hours went by.
Well, when they had moved me, I'm sitting about like this. Come to find out, I wouldn't fit in the tube. They hit my right kneecap.
They added a second set of tubes and went back to work. Doug needed IVs and oxygen. By hour 5, he was ready to do anything to shake free.
I wanted to cut my legs off. I told him, I said, you bring him in here. I know he took blood. I know the helicopter's here. I'll end this. So I'll just stick it down in there and cut till something pops off. Y'all work on one, and when we get that deal, I'll cut the other one, we'll leave him. I was hurting that bad.
You're in fear because he's in there so long. You was in fear that he may lose his legs. You know, he may come out alive, but he may lose his legs.
They were going to cut the bin if I fit in the tube and let it suck me out and try to dig me out. I'd had 25 minutes of oxygen. They had enough manpower here, they was going to just let me hit the ground. I wasn't for that. But when I didn't fit in the tube, they said it would dismember me and I'd bleed to death before I suffocated. So that took that out.
Back in the bin, with enough corn moved away, a team of 3 grabbed Doug's harness and pulled.
And I went screaming, you move me, you move me, you move me, and instantly they hit me again. They moved me about 6 inches. Well, they felt that. Again, they hit me a third time. Well, the third time, I'm standing up inside the tube.
His hips, knees, and ankles were dislocated and had to be pushed back into socket. Then he worked his way to the top of the bin.
Everybody started cheering, and it took him a while to get down the steps, but he walked down each step.
Tell me about that moment.
Glad he's alive.
His family met him at the bottom as he was ferried to a life flight helicopter standing by in a field near the bin. While in the air, his body went into shock from the hours of pressure. It was like he'd been deep sea diving for 6 hours.
I run my hand up in this headset, and it was full of blood. And I looked at Lainey. She's sitting right here, and I said, this can't be good.
The helicopter dropped as low as possible, and doctors rushed Doug into the hospital. His joints were reset, his vitals monitored, and at 11:30 p.m., he walked out of the hospital and headed for home.
Come here, Pumpkin.
2 years later, the gift of life continues, thanks to hundreds of unnamed hands.
Everything just worked out so perfectly. And you don't think your hometown people can be heroes? But they was our heroes that day.
And if you ask them their advice for other farmers working around grain bins.
Don't think it can't happen to you, because he was 54 years old. He's around them all of his life. And it's that one instant that almost got him.
Just stand back and look at it before you bail in there. I mean, most farmers, they're all self-employed. You get wound up and get in a hurry.
Taking time to think about safety, even on small jobs, could be the difference between a quick end and a long and happy life.